Hey guys, it's QuickyBaby and welcome back to World of Tanks, and this is going to be a fast and furious video. How many of you out there like to pick up a lot of kills in a short period of time? I'm certainly one of them. Sometimes it doesn't always go my way, but this is going to be a series of videos where things have just gone well, and sometimes because you play well, sometimes because you get lucky, and then when both of these combine, well then that's what we're going to be trying to do. Pick up 23 kills in 12 minutes. So I'm playing in the tier 6 premium Chinese light tank, the Type 64, certainly one of my favorite vehicles in the game for just go-to fun. It's got great gun depression. It's got a gun that, while it doesn't have the highest penetration, 128mm at tier 6, and that doesn't sound like a lot for trying to deal with tier 7 opponents, but if you manage to use it just aggressively with that gun depression, the crazy rate of fire that the tank gets, as well as occasionally compensating by firing the APCR rounds, this thing is voracious. So we're dealing with a T-25-2 here. We're playing on mines, which I think is one of the best maps for a light tank if you play aggressively and you get up into the middle. Because, again, if you're in a tank with good gun depression, you can get above your opponents. The heavies will be in basically a circle around you, and then generally the medium tanks are going to be on flanks towards the far west, and also maybe some of them trying to push through along the east. And so you can take advantage of that with your light tanks, and also with your mediums with good gun depression by making an aggressive play for the hill. So we just picked up our first kill on a KV-85, and a lovely snipe into the cupola of another KV-85 takes him out. And this was one of the most important parts of this replay. Quite often, I love to go and work these ridge lines over here because look at all the lovely shots you can have. You can even try and perch over on the bushes over here and spot into base. But if you don't also stop the opponents from getting up on the hill and putting pressure on you, then you will be met with a grisly demise. What you have to do is you have to police that pass that you saw me kill the two KV-85s in and assist your allies in preventing them from retaking the hill after you've made your aggressive push onto it. So I was really happy with that. That's something that I have actually lost quite a few games from recently, especially with my light tanks. Well, maybe not lost, but then forced me to abandon the hill. By taking out those two KV-85s before they even managed to get up on here, we've kept the hill secured, and now this is where we're going to have our real fun in the game. Because later on, where the heavy tanks start to have lost their health, then we can really push our advantage. So a bit of a missed shot there. I fired onto the space part of his armor. I believe that tank might have a little bit of spaced armor over the tracks like the IS-3. If not, I might be a little bit mistaken. So this is one of my favorite parts of this replay coming up right here. We're going to put some pressure on this SU-100, and this is where you really know that you're being cheeky. Look at this. I don't shoot at the SU-100 who's tracked. I shoot at the T-25-2 that's trying to escape for me, and like some horrible little funnel web spider, we left that SU-100 for some kind of desserts after we take down the tier 7 American turreted tank destroyer. So, what a crazy round so far. We are 3 minutes into it, but there are still 2 artillery left on the game. And so I decide, let's go and make a beeline for them. There might be a top gun for us, there might even be a 7th kill in this game. And there is that dastardly FV-304. We put one onto him on the move, and he's now trying to get away from us. But the Type 64 is very fast indeed, with a top speed limit of 72 kilometers an hour and the engine power to get there. We can hunt him down. Now we've run out of AP rounds. I'm not actually sure how many APCR rounds we've fired this game, but I think we haven't been firing that many APCR rounds. Nevertheless, the high explosive round at the end saves us some cost of having to fire some more premium rounds at him, and a fantastic result in the Type 64, picking up 7 kills in about 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Let's move on. Now we're going to jump it up to tier 10. So now we're just playing one of my crazy go-to tanks for tier 10 combat. Probably my favorite tier 10 vehicle in the game at the moment, the Object 430. Why? Highest DPM on any medium tank. And you might have noticed there's actually a bug as we load into this game. The timer actually started on 13 minutes and 15 seconds, not the standard 15 minutes. That was a bug that was happening in patch 9.15.1. Hopefully they fixed that in now 9.15.2. Gosh, Wargaming are being absolutely crazy with their patch numbers. Now, I'm going to play Siegfried Line rather aggressively here. There are no artillery on the enemy team, but do you know what? That wouldn't really even change what I would be doing in this situation. I want to push forwards, I want to spot, I want to stop the enemies from leaving the field, and what you're going to see here is that we actually create an absolutely crazy gun line behind us. We're spotting for our allies. Look at that. They're not even bothering to leave the field. they're just going to be shooting for what we're going to be spotting on the enemy team. And we're going to be putting pressure on this Ferdinand. Now, while the Object 430 has the most crazy rate of fire of any of the 100mm guns, it certainly doesn't have the accuracy to be able to back it up, or the aim time and the gun dispersion values. And so while we've been firing a lot so far this game, we've actually only put 2 rounds in that have hurt our opponents. And I was getting so annoyed about not picking up the kill on that Ferdinand that I loaded a heat round to see if we could just overcompensate and go through his flat German armor. However, now we're back to firing the APCR rounds. We finish off the T32 after taking out the KB4. And right now, I felt like our team has a significant advantage. One more round into the M103 and just an FV4202P on the enemy team, who seems to be trying to snipe at the back, but now we're close enough to him to spot him, and we're going to start to put some pain onto him. Well, we would be starting to put pain onto him if we weren't in one of the least accurate medium tanks. And right now I'm probably just wasting my time and wasting a lot of ammunition firing at that tier 8 British premium medium tank. And I probably should have just been pushing forwards right now. However, I think this one's going to go into the Scorpion's turret there. Not quite able to spot him. Oh wow, he just got absolutely eradicated from this game. And now we're going to push forwards along with our team. One there into the Skoda T50's helm. The helm? Wow, you can tell I've been in Azeroth too much. Even into his turret, guys. And now we're going to just take out this Panther 2. And this is just pretty ugly. I feel sorry for this guy right now. We track him again. We ram his tracks a little bit more to make sure he can't put them back up. And then we just take him out. But just before that happens, then we see an AMX 50 Foch 155, that tier 10 French tank destroyer with the autoloader. Doesn't look like it's going to be too much of a threat as we put one into his cupola, doing 525 damage to him and securing our 5th kill of the game. Will we be able to get the top gun? Yes, we will, as we shut down the M46 Patton and turn our attention to the tier 10 German medium tank, the Leopard 1. What an absolutely mental round so far. 3 minutes into the game if we also take into account the bugged load timer at the beginning. As we take down the AMX 50, the 30B there, that tier 10 French medium tank. Now we're chasing down the Leopard, one into his back. Give him a bit of a ram, hoping to take him out, but that should ram him just enough to also finish him off. Our 8th kill of the game in pretty much in 3.5 minutes, and now we're going to see if we can take out the Griller. Oh, he's damaged our fuel tanks, but that's it. Unfortunately, we don't get anything more from this, but just a crazy aggressive result here for the 430, picking up a Radley Walters medal in 3.5 minutes. But this video isn't quite done. Now we're going to be dropping down into the Cromwell Berlin. So now we're playing probably one of the best tanks tier for tier in the game, the Cromwell Berlin, that tier 6 British premium medium tank, pretty much the same as the standard Cromwell version of this tank. And one thing I must say, guys, is that the SU-8 on the enemy team has called me out already. He says, "Hi QB," and he says, "Full heat, happy face." Okay. So I was already starting to have to worry about artillery in this game, but it's not going to stop me from playing aggressively in this kind of a matchup. What we're going to do is we're going to get forwards, we're going to use our view range, we're going to use our camo rating, and we're going to begin to assault the enemy tanks before they've even managed to get into position. Will we be able to find another shot? And then Covenanter doesn't look quite like it, and there's a Chaffee who's making his way aggressively along the east. Oh well. Here's that SU-8, who apparently is going to be firing full heat this game. Ah, well, looks like we've tracked him. And for some unknown reason, he decides to reverse into the open. One into him, and yeah. Sorry, buddy. I guess you shouldn't have said that you were going to be firing heat at me the whole game. Looks like I just saved you a few credits, so you can go and do something else in the garage. Alright, so this Chaffee's pushing down the east, but the T67 and an SU-100 appears. Now, from this kind of position, we're going to be using our third-person view to fire through the walls. We auto-aim at him, one of the easiest ways to fire through those walls, and we shut down the Tier 5 turreted American tank destroyer in the game. Looks like he's been smurfing a little bit too hard as well on the enemy team. That T67, probably one of the best tanks tier for tier in the game as well, and Padda's Delight. If you guys feel sorry for your WN8, just go play a few hundred rounds in the T67 and come back, and you should be like at least several hundred WN8 higher if you haven't played that many games on your account. So the KV-2 wants to push through aggressively. That Chaffee is now starting to take some pain. And there's yet another T-67 on the enemy team. He's behind the building, so we're not going to be able to get him, so I want to push forwards and go after the Chaffee. But that Covenanter that we put a round into earlier is playing rather aggressively. Looks like he's dead now. And then artillery takes out the enemy T-67 from full health. We finish off the Chaffee, push forwards and look for his friend as well in the SU-100. Fire one at him. Is he going to fire at me? Looks like he hits the dead Chaffee in front, and we shut him down. Now we're going to go and turn our attention to that absolute little derpy tank, the KV-2. Gosh, let's hope that he isn't aiming at us. Nobody wants to get shot by that 152mm. Oh, well, it actually looks like I took the shell pretty well there. Looks like he only took out our gunner. Not too bad. We slap a med pack back on our gunner and put him back in. And it looks like the Leffe is also trying to take us out right now. That is one dastardly self-propelled gun. I absolutely despise that tier 5, is it French? Premium self-propelled gun? Because it's just got a crazy rate of fire, it's got an awesome shell trajectory, and it just seems to be really accurate. A bit like an FV304, but a premium variant. And there they are. Here are the artillery. The Leffe misses me. We kill the little German self-propelled gun, and now we focus our attention on the Leffe. Drive up alongside him, and good night, sweetheart. And there we go. We pick up 8 kills in 3 minutes and 20 seconds. And so there you go, 23 kills in 10 minutes playing a variety of tanks from the 9.15 patch. Hopefully that satisfies all of the players out there who love aggressive World of Tanks, and as we can see through the post-game results, some really nice rewards. And so today I just wanted to do something a little different. If you guys enjoyed it, please consider giving the video a like, and let me know in the comments down below what are your favorite tanks for just going absolutely crazy in the game. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon.